on this lesson, we're going to work on our 4 different style. So first thing I want to add for this is actually a background. So I'm going to go here to my tools panel and select the rectangle tool and create a rectangle. And I'm going to fill it with this dark blue color. And I'm going to send it to back again by selecting right click, arrange, send to back, or Control Shift open bracket. Now that I have done this, I'm going to lock this background so I don't accidentally move it around. So I'm going to go Object, Lock, Selection, and again Control 2 on your keyboard. Once you do that, you're not going to be able to select it by accident. I'm going to ungroup my icons, and again, you should ungroup everything so you have little shapes there. And what we're going to do is we're going to actually use flat colors, but we're going to add a little bit of shades. So I'm going to select this cloud and copy the color that we used on the other set, and I'm going to do the same for these other elements that are going to have that same yellow. And for this cloud and this cloud, we're going to have this, and for this one, just white. Okay, so now that we have this, I don't know, this is actually white, yeah, that's it. And these two, for now, I'm just gonna leave them as they were, but you could also copy the same style. So now one thing that I want to do is add some depth to this. Even though they are flat, they should always have like something to show. So first I'm gonna work on the sun. So to give it a little bit more depth, I'm gonna select my circle, and while I'll move it, I'm gonna press Alt and move it a little bit here. And now that I have done that, I'm gonna go to my scissors tool or press C on my keyboard and click on both these anchor points to have this line and separate it, and I'm gonna actually delete it. And now I have this shape. I'm gonna actually change or swap this, the stroke and fill, and let's change it to a dark red color so you can see it. And I'm gonna go to my pen tool or press P on my keyboard and go to this anchor point and make a point around here, another one around here, another one around here, and close your shape. What you have to do is close your shape and make sure that you are going outside your circle, so you don't have a point connecting here from here, something like that. So now that you have done this, I'm going to actually keep this red color, and now I'm going to work with another window here in Illustrator that is called Transparency. And if you don't see it for whatever reason, you can go here to Window, Transparency, or press Ctrl Shift F10. And once you do that, you should see the window, and these are the blending modes, and I like to work with a couple of them, or actually all of them. But these modes are awesome because they help you achieve looks that it would be more work to do if you were to change the colors like manually. So if I go to overlay, you can see how instantly I'm getting this nice difference of color between my sun and this shape that I just created. And you can see how that is also, this one is also affecting the background, and we don't want that. So what we're gonna do is select the shape and then go here to Object, or Edit, and select Cut, or you can use the shortcut Ctrl X. Once you do that, you're gonna select your sun shape, and you're gonna go here in your Tools panel, and you have here 3 modes. One that is called Draw Normal, another one that is called Draw Behind, and the next one that is called Draw Inside. And we actually want to draw inside. When I click that, you can see how on my shape around it, this dotted line has appeared. And what this is indicating us is that now I can only draw inside the shape. If I try to draw outside the shape, and I'm going to actually just do it so you can see, if I draw this square, I'm not going to be able to see it because it's not inside this shape. So you have to be careful. And I'm going to actually undo all this just so you see it. And again, go to inside. So you have to be careful that when you're on this mode, you only want to draw inside the shape. And once I've done that, I'm going to go here to Edit, and again paste in place. You remember we used this one before by pressing Ctrl Shift B, and what this is going to do is actually paste in place the shape that we just copied. So I'm going to place that. Now we have that there, and you can double click outside the shape to get this, or you could also just go back here to draw normal. And now that you have this, you can see the difference between these two shapes. Now I'm going to, and you could also double click on this one and you are back again inside this, and you could move this around. Maybe if you want this to be a little bit more like that, maybe that's something that I want, or you could also scale this a little bit to have something more like this. This is really up to you to find the best shadow for your project. Now I'm going to copy again the shape, and I'm going to go here to my and press Ctrl B and paste this same shape on the other suns. And I'm going to make a copy again, hold and shift to place them there. Now the case of this sun is actually behind the cloud, so what I can do is just select this cloud, move it a little bit to the top, and while pressing Alt, create a copy. Now I'm going to go to my eyedropper and select the exact same mode that we have been having there. So now you can see that now on top of that shadow that we had before, we have this other one, and you can actually move it around as much as you want. And let's create the same one for this other one, something like that. And now what I'm going to do is go to Window, as we did before, Pathfinder, or again Ctrl Shift F9, and I'm going to select both of these shapes and go to Unite. And you can see how now they are a single shape and you don't have these two overlays overlapping. I'm going to do the same for these two, and I'm going to again Ctrl X, select my shape, go Draw Inside mode, and Ctrl Shift B to paste in place. Again, double click to go outside that, and I'm going to do the same again. Ctrl X on this one, select this one, go Draw Inside, Ctrl Shift B. And now we have our suns that have a little bit more depth. I want to do something for the clouds, so to do that, I'm going to go to my pen tool or press P on my keyboard, and let's make something, a line that is around here and then around here, and then I really want to make straight lines, so just something like this. And again, it doesn't matter if you go outside your shape. I'm going to change the color to a blue color, and again change the mode. You can try overlay, that is going to look like this, or you could also try another mode that is called multiply and play with the opacity. Maybe right now it's a little bit too much, but if you go, let's say 30, maybe this is working better. Or you could go even lower to something like 20 or less. And I'm gonna go to my direct selection tool or press A on my keyboard, click on this anchor point and round it. Because again, as you can see, all my shapes are actually rounded, and you could do the same thing here. So I think actually I'm going to change my shape because I cannot round here the way I wanted it. And you could change your shape or go here to your pen tool, and if you click on the pen tool, you can see the other tools that you have here. So for example, I have the add anchor point tool or the delete anchor point, and this is the one that I want, the anchor point tool. So I'm going to select that one, and when I click on this one, I can give this tool handles. That's something that I want. I can go back to my direct selection tool now that they have handle and move it around there so it's still kind of going on a straight angle. Maybe move it around a little bit like that. Maybe this is not working as I wanted it, but you can definitely try to make it work and have a shape that is like this. Or you could also, like, let's delete this shape, create again, go to your pen tool, and now since the beginning add a shape that is more like what I was looking for. That is something, let's Let's do something like this. And then again, my straight line, close it, and apply again, multiply, and change it to, let's go 25. And I think this is looking better than before, but I can move this a little bit down because I don't want them to be there. And again, I can just go to my direct selection tool, or press A on my keyboard, go to this anchor point and round it a little bit. And yeah, I think this is looking better than before. And remember that you can always change this until you are completely satisfied with the result that you are getting. And I think this is nice, but maybe I can, and you could play with the other modes, like for example hard light maybe is giving you something that is a little bit nicer or not, and change of course the opacity to something like 20 maybe, so it's not that like right there. And I'm gonna just make a copy again by pressing Alt and Shift, and I'm gonna actually create a copy to this to make Alt and Shift. And now for this one, I of course don't want the blue, I want a darker gray. And then instead of hard light, for this one I'm going to use multiply. Let's give it a try to 50, or maybe something actually bigger like 75. And I'm going to copy again here, and with Alt and dragging to make it around there. I'm going to do the same here on this white cloud we have here. So make sure that this is white, and do the same for this one. Now for this one I want to use the same that I was doing here. So again, using my eyedropper tool, and now all I have to do is select each one, Ctrl X, select my shape that I want to mask, make sure that I go into draw inside mode and place it there, go outside this one, and do the same for the rest. Again, Ctrl X, go to draw inside mode. You could also use a shortcut that is Shift D, but you have to press it twice, and I think it's easier if you actually go here and just select your shape. So in the case of this one, I actually did ungroup it, so I'm not getting that. And I'm going to change this one to probably something like 25, because this is white, so this have to be subtle, so maybe 30 works better. I'm gonna do the same for this one. And now again for this moon, I want to probably create a circle, so I'm gonna go to my circle or my ellipse tool. Now let's make a circle around this. Let's place it here. Again, with my going C or with my scissors tool, removing this one, and just make something like this. Copy what you did for the sun. Now you can give your moon a little bit of depth. You can do the same with this other moon. And again, you can double click on this so you can extract this moon shape. So press Ctrl C, now Ctrl Shift B to place it in place and move it a little bit to the top. So you get the exact same thing that we did with the sun. We're gonna move it like that, go to Pathfinder and select Unite, and again Ctrl X, go to your moon, go draw inside and paste it there, and do the same with this other moon. And with this, now you have a fourth style that is quite different than where we start, when it was only plain colors. And as you can see here, and that now we see the 4 of them in our screen, we have 4 different styles that use the same shapes that we created before on the first lesson, that we did just simple shapes, created an icon set, and then we have been transforming it into 4 different styles that you could apply into different designs or different overall designs that you encounter. Like for example, as I said before, if one of these styles doesn't work, then maybe a variation of actually even of this, or maybe this one will work when this one doesn't work. So I hope you have enjoyed this course. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.